is the Brenda Lee Show. The Brenda Lee Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Brenda Lee Show. Today we are going to discuss the power of intention. And I know I talked about this a little recently, and I really want to paint this in a whole life scope of what a vision actually looks like. So we're just going to dive right in to the content today and help you navigate the difference between goals versus intentions and or visions, right? And I honestly interchange intention and vision a lot of the time, and here's why. The difference between a goal is like a factual thing that we want to achieve. When we've got an intention or a vision, what happens is our emotions are involved with this. And you guys, 90 to 95% of our decisions are based on emotion. When we are making these decisions, when we're deciding what our future looks like, what we want that relationship to look like, what we want our career to look like, what we want our relationship with our kids to look like, what we want our future home and property and financial life to look like, when we're creating those things, the brain is a goal achieving machine. Okay, and you've got to get this key component here. It's a goal achieving machine when emotions are involved. Okay, so I use this analogy all the time. Think of like the nightmare where you wake up and you think the bear is chasing you and you're gonna die. Your palms are sweaty, you're out of breath, your stomach's in knots, your body physically has engaged in that response. Why? Because your emotions of fear were radically involved in that dream. You thought that you were gonna die from the bear, right? So your brain kicks in, it does exactly what it needs to do to achieve the goal of keeping you alive. So the distinction is so critical to know that the brain is the goal achieving machine when emotions are involved. If you've got a goal, say it's a financial goal, or it's like I want to find a partner, or I want to build this level of house, or I want this position in my career, whatever it might be, that's really unemotional. It's unattached. There might be some emotions that it stirs for you, but when you sit down and you write, this is my intention, and when you're writing out for all these different areas of your life, I intend to have this position by such and such date, and here's why. And then tap into what we call the 5 whys. You keep asking yourself why. Why do you want that? What does that give you? And get to the emotional why. Don't say, like, oftentimes people start with, well, I want the financial freedom. Well, why do you want the financial freedom? Because I want to be able to spend more time with my family. Well, why do you want to spend more time with your family? Well, because I love my family and they're growing fast, and my son just turned 18 and the time is short, and I want to spend that time with them. And so now we're getting to the heart of it, right? Now we're getting to the emotional aspect. The money is great, but the end goal really isn't the money. The end goal is time with your people. Why? Because you love them. It's the emotion. You love them. You enjoy them. They make you happy. All these emotions that are encapsulated with the things that you get emotionally when you actually get to spend time with them, okay? And so it's really important, like I said, you write down your intention or your vision or however you want to call it, right? This is the intention that I have for things, and then go through the 5 whys. Why do I want that? And sometimes you might have to do 6 or 7 whys if you're not really getting to the core emotional deal. Because again, like I said, the goal is the brain is a goal achieving machine when the emotions are involved. And this is partly why I'm never ever a proponent of positive affirmations or like mantras, right? Those things are disengaged from our emotion. If we're sitting here saying, if you're overweight and you're like, I want to be fit, and then you start saying like, I am fit, your brain, all the alarms go off, and it's like, you're a liar. You are not fit. You are overweight. You know it. You don't believe that you're fit. So if you're telling yourself an affirmation that is in opposition of what your brain believes, our brain believes things when emotions are involved. So if you're saying something that's in opposition to that, the brain is going to go, radar, all alarm bells are going off, and they're going to say, you're a liar. And then unfortunately what it does is it reaffirms actions and behaviors that affirm the negative belief that you don't want of, I'm totally not fit. Because that's what your brain is saying. You're sitting here saying, oh, I'm fit. When you're not fit, it's saying, no, you're not. How you could say that in a way that is positive, that your brain, that's believable for your brain. I'm learning how to be fit. Today, I'm going to do one thing that draws me closer to being fit. Today, I'm going to do one thing that draws me closer to respecting my body for the beautiful, glorious Porsche that it is that we've been given. And I'm going to fuel it that way. And I'm going to work it out. And I'm going to rev the engine and hit the horsepower and let it burn loose all its power and its energy. And I'm going to treat it the way that it's supposed to be treated because it is such a beautiful vehicle, right? And so when you're reframing that way, instead of just saying like, I'm fit, or I'm going to get $1 million when you've got -10 in the bank, it doesn't work. The brain doesn't get it. And so that's why, like I said, it's so important when you do this, that you tie emotions to it as if it's already happened for you. Okay. This is the other key component. When you're trying to reframe your brain into future-oriented things that you desire in the future that you know you don't have right now. Maybe it's the $10 million mark business. Maybe you're $100 million mark on your business. Whatever it might be, you're trying to achieve this goal, this intention, and you know all the reasons why, right? You've spent the time. That's the other thing. You've got to take action. You've got to actually spend the time, sit down with yourself, write these things down, go through the 5 whys. We are in such a time where it's like we want things for nothing. We want to achieve things without doing the work. This means if you're really serious about your goals, if you're really serious about doing it, there is nothing in life. You're never going to get a vision that's not written down. You just won't. Why? Because you're not taking the committed action in step number 1 that it takes to actually get you to achieve those goals. Okay? If you're unwilling to sit down and just write this out, what makes you think you're willing to do the work to actually get and achieve that goal? Probably nothing, right? So when you sit down, you spend the time, and it could be 10 minutes a day. It could be set aside 1 hour a week. We have 1,440 hours in every week. You can take one of those hours on a Sunday and you can say, okay, for my relationship, I'm going to write this vision down and spend time and write it out. Maybe it's your career. For your career, I'm going to write this out. Maybe it's a new business you want to start. For this new business, this is what I want. This is my vision for it and why. What does that give you emotionally? What does it give other people around you emotionally? Is this something that benefits other people? How does it benefit other people? What emotions are you able to gift other people, positive emotions that they're excited about, that they want to have this gift? Like I'll be fully transparent. This morning, I had a speaking engagement, absolutely loved it, crushed it. Every time I get done with one of those, I freaking am elated. I'm on my cloud 9. I'm like, I freaking love what I do. Why do I love what I do? It's giving you guys the skill set and the tools to deal with emotions in a way that you didn't know that was possible for you to deal with, okay? And so this whole emotional component, and this is not necessarily on subject, but a little bit, where I want to touch base on the mental health state of everybody after COVID. This is still a very significant issue. The reason this is an issue is because people got isolated, they got kicked at home, and they were forced to deal with people in tight quarters and deal with their emotions in a way that they couldn't distract themselves anymore with all the busyness and all the activity. You had to get quiet and you had to sit with yourself. And when you sat with yourself, you realized, holy crap, I've got this bag full of life crap things that have happened to me, and I have no idea how to unpack it. We spend so much time stuffing this bag, but in the reality, if you're around me long enough, you know the pizza analogy that I give. We only have so much energy in a day. We've got a pizza's worth of energy. If you're lugging a bag full of crap around, you now are consuming 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 7 slices of pizza subconsciously in your mental energy on this bag that you haven't dealt with, that you are persistent about stuffing. If you would choose to open the bag up and deal with it, and listen, I understand it's really scary to open that bag. It's scary to go into the shit that we all carry around, right? If you had the skill set though, and you could do it in a safe way that you know you're emotionally not going to freak out and lose your shit, if you could do it in that way, then that you are able to unpack this bag and free up slices of pizza. And that's my job. That's my role. Give you the skill set so you can unpack this in a safe way so you're not carrying it around anymore. And all of this is tied to all the emotional aspects of our life. Now we get rid of this energy we're spending on this bag. Now we can devote it to pouring energy into what is our vision? Where do we want to go? What do I want for my marriage? What do I want for my relationship with my kids? What do I want for my career? What do I want for the next business? What do I want for this business? What do I want for everything in every aspect of my life? What do I want for my health and fitness? What do I want for my financial goals? All those things, you write those down and you get to the core and the heart of what it is that's driving you, the emotion of what's driving you. Because again, I'll remind you, the brain is a goal-achieving machine when emotions are involved. You get your emotions bought in, that brain will achieve the goal. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope it helps you understand like the difference between just setting a goal. It's very black and white. It's very unengaging. It's like statistical, right? There's this statistical goal. Yay, I want to reach that. But we don't really have our emotions involved. However, when we shift and we set into intentions and vision, that's when your life can radically change. Tie your emotion to it, learn how to deal with the emotions that come up as you're unpacking this stuff. And here's the reality too. This bag, if you don't unpack it, it will sabotage the vision and the intentions that you have in your life. It absolutely will. I just got done with a leadership training for leaders, which is phenomenal. And they call it like the nerds. I call it the 2 a.m. voice. That voice that wakes you up at 2 a.m. and berates you. And it never tells you that you crushed it and rocked it. It always tells you all the things you did wrong. This voice will come up and try to sabotage what you're doing with your new life you're trying to create. And it will try to keep you back into this space. We are our own crabs in our pot in that regard. We don't even realize it. Learning the skill set to unpack this bag, that's what helps you shift. And so with that said, actually, let me give you guys this free gift. If you go to www.thebrendalee.com, that right underneath the logo at the top of the page, there's a tab called Flip the Switch. There are instructions for you to literally go through your life. Where are the thoughts that are coming up? Because the thoughts that we have that are reoccurring, they give us some insight into what's in this bag that we haven't dealt with. All the limiting beliefs, all the things in life that are weighing us down, our thoughts give us indication of what's actually in that bag. When you become aware of the thoughts, now you can flip the switch, reframe them, and pour that energy into the life that you want to create instead. So I would love for you to go to our website, like I said, www.thebrendalee.com, and it's lee.com. Find the flip the switch exercise, register, but you just put your email in and we're going to kick it to your inbox, and it's got instructions for you how to do that. There's free stuff out there, you guys, for you that we're putting out for you so that we can help you step into your best self, unpack this bag in a healthy way that isn't terrifying, that is freeing, and allows you to step into the life of your dreams. So share this podcast with people that you know that you think could benefit. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Find us on social media. We're The Brenda Lee all over, everywhere. And I always say to people, if you can't find us, that's your fault, because we are everywhere. All right. And we are everywhere for you. So we hope this helped, and have a glorious day.